Nadu is here and everything is terrible. Why? Why did they print this? Oh, well, they did. And you don't have to wonder if it's the best commander in Brawl. It's the best commander in Brawl. But what is the best build of Nadu? Well, the big brains over at the Brawl Hub, the Discord group that does competitive Brawl, have been working on this, and the biggest brain of all, Skull, Romain, one of the best Brawl brewers there ever was, has been working on Nadu, and this is Skull's Nadu. After much discussion on the Discord, this is the build of Nadu. It's a Nadu combo deck. We're going to talk about it. We're going to play it, hopefully in the way that Skull intends. Let's go. Welcome to the Attic. Manadad here. This is the channel where we explore what is fun in Magic, mostly on Arena today. Brawl, I try to do at least one Brawl video a week. If you like that idea, hit the subscribe button because the videos that get the subscribes definitely encourage me on what I make. So if you like to see the Brawl, and especially the competitive Brawl, give me some feedback. Leave a comment is even better. Hitting that thumbs up and subscribing, though, also sends a nice signal. So yes, it's the Attic. It's the air conditioning is on. It's freaking hot here. I did a little sound test. Hopefully the air conditioning sound isn't too bad. This microphone is very good at rolling off sounds, but maybe I'll turn it off later. Leave a comment on that too, how you feel about that. Okay, but what you want to know is, how does this deck work? And I'm still learning it myself. I've done a little bit of playtesting, just a smidge, and I just skimmed through the copious comments as people brewed this deck. But here's the idea. Okay, so Nadu, in case you don't know, it's brand new commander. 3/4 flying for 3, because why not? Simic 3 mana legendary is never problematic, and gives creatures you control, including itself. Whenever this creature becomes a target of a spell or ability, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put it into your hand. This ability only triggers twice each turn, but that's per creature, okay? So there are ways in Magic to just continuously trigger this, but we don't have those on Arena. So the idea is to get things that trigger Nadu enough, just get insane value out of it. Actually, though, there is one that can trigger it continuously, which is Unctus, but you have to pay 2 life each turn, so you get a free target a creature, so you can target it, make it a blue artifact over and over and over again, as much as you have life. So that is a possibility. You can draw a lot of your deck just with Unctus, and of course we have stuff like Court of Calling to go get Unctus. Actually, Unctus is, who knew? Unctus is a target. Very low curve, though, because we are a competitive deck. Bonesaw is a nice, repeatable way. It's equip 1, so it's only 1 mana to get the triggers. You'll notice there's some other stuff. There's like Essence Flux. If you Essence Flux Nadu, it resets the ability, triggers twice each turn. So you could have triggered all your creatures, Essence Flux, then Nadu, you do it again. Slip Out the Back is a nice way to protect Nadu. Spell Pierce, Spell Snare. Of course, we're just going to have a ton of counter spells. I'm going to have some cheap creatures like Spyglass Siren, which is fun. Strix Serenade is a new one. 1 mana, takes an artifact, creature, or planeswalker spell, and turns it into a 2/2 bluebird creature token. Which, so make sure you use it on something that's worse than a 2/2 bluebird. Tome of Gadwick, just another 1 mana equipment that equips for 1. Very handy. Wash Away, of course, is pretty much a must play in any blue deck if you're playing competitive Brawl. Witness Protection can ice opponent's commander. We got Allosaurus Shepherd, which in competitive Brawl circles, this spell can't be countered, and green spells you control can't be countered, is a very, very good text to have. Arboreal Grazer for ramp, to let Halfling for ramp, Mystic, Reclaimer, Kamiya, Bamboo Groves, tons of ramp here. We're trying to get Nadu out on turn 2, because why not? Pick your poison. This is interesting. So Skull is running this one. It's going to get an artifact, an enchantment, or a creature with flying. So I guess Mirror Match, take out your opponent's Nadu for 1 green mana. Sylvan Safekeeper, this is also new with Modern Horizons 3. It's not a new card. It's a reprint, but we get 1 mana, sacrifice a land, or no, not 1 mana. It's 1 mana to cast. And it's a free trigger, sacrifice a land, target creature you control gains Shroud until end of turn. Again, another way to possibly do a ton of Nadu triggers at the cost of losing a bunch of lands. Tamio Safekeeping, Utopia Sprawl, Lava Spur, Boots, another equip for one, play for one, Las Jite, equip for one, play for one. So again, a lot of focus on keeping out the ability to do those Nadu triggers, but it stays around even if the creature gets removed, which is nice. March of Swirling Mist can trigger a ton. You can use it on your own creatures, you can use it on your opponent's creatures. Tyvar's Stand, another good protection spell that can also be a finisher. Memory Lapse, Reasonable Doubt, Snapcaster, Tail's End, Storm Drake. This is interesting. It's a new one. 3/2. So this is a lot like what's the 2-mana Drake that's it's on the reserve list. Anyways, very popular in Commander. This is like a little bit more balanced version, I suppose. So you can play a 3/2 and trade it with your opponent stuff as long as your opponent's thing is 4 mana value or less with the 4 energy you get. I'm not sure what other energy cards we have in this deck, so that might be it. Anyways, Bristly Bill is a nice one. Get the +1/+1 counters and the landfall, because we're going to be putting a lot of land into play with Nadu. Same thing with Roaring Earth, just like a worse Bristly Bill, Lotus Cobra can ramp with the landfall. Springheart Nantuko, here's another new one. 1 mana, but it also bestows for 2 mana, has a landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you can pay 1 and a green. If it's attached to a creature you control, if you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature. And otherwise, you're just getting a 1/1 insect creature token. Neoform, Finale of Devastation. Again, we can go get Unctus. There's really no top end to this deck. I mean, you can go get Uro or something, I suppose. But Invasion of Ikoria comes in. Search your library for library and or graveyard for a non-human creature card, mana value X or less, put it onto the battlefield. So again, Unctus seems to be the one you're going to get. You only need X equals 3 for all these creature tutors. Archdruid's Charm, Eldritch Evolution, another kind of creature tutor. Tireless Provisioner, great landfall trigger. Huntsman Redemption, this is an interesting one. Relatively new, coming from WoW. First chapter, create a 3/3 green beast creature token. Second chapter, you can sacrifice a creature. If you do, search your library for a creature or basic land, put it into your hand, shuffle. So we can go get Unctus. And up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+2 and gain trample until end of turn. And of course, the greatest landfall card ever printed, the Scooty Swarm. Nitsa Resurgent Animist, also great landfall. Tidebinder, going to hit all those fetch lands, which are now in the format. Mystical Dispute. Good stuff. Subtlety. Another new one. If you don't know the Scam Elementals or the Pitch Elementals, you can evoke them by exiling a card of the same color. In this case, a blue card from your hand. And this one is a 3/3 that's going to send a spell back to opponent's hand. Only creature or planeswalker, but that's everybody's commander. Treasure Cruise, Dig Through Time, never paying the full rate on those, because we're going to be filling up our graveyard with stuff like Waterlogged Grove and Misty Rainforest, Flooded Strand, Fabled Passage, Polluted Delta, Prismatic Vista, Scalding Tarn. Basically anything that's a good fetch land here that's on color, we've got it here. Monumental Facade, here's another one you might not know. Enters a battlefield with 2 oil counters, and then you can tap to put an oil counter on something. Just another way to trigger Nadu. And Cavern of Souls, Thran Portal. I think that's pretty much it. Hedge Maze is a nice one to be able to fetch with your fetch lands. If you don't need the mana that turn, you get a Surveil. That's a little strategic thing for that, and that's why everybody is running usually one of these Surveil lands in their decks with fetch lands these days. Okay, so we've seen the cards, but you might be going, is this really the best deck? Just hang out, watch this in action. We'll show you the competitive Nadu. Let's go.
Hold up, partner. It's me, Tinybones. Yes, that's my real name, not just my wife's nickname for me. As a skeleton thief, I'm always looking for a steal. Did you know that memberships on this channel cost the absolute minimum that YouTube allows? And you get access to videos early, which means you can steal deck ideas from the card sharps before their stagecoach even gets to town. Yeehaw! Some of the card sharps around these parts are so sharp, they're sharper than my adorable little baby teeth. Oh, so tiny. The really sharp ones are using the affiliate link in the description to buy the cards they like at suspiciously low prices. That video description has all kinds of loot. Too bad I never learned to read. Kids, don't grow up to be like me, Tinybones, living a life of crime and having no eyeballs. If only I growed up with a man-a-dad who always had a wrap-up at the end of the video with surprising and useful information. Then they would call me Smarty-Bones. Don't be like me, Tinybones. Be like a smarter, less tiny me, with eyeballs and a brain and such, and a plan for what to do with considerably more jewelry than my tiny little arms can lift. Oh, I'm late to rob a graveyard. Adios!
I do feel bad for opponents that they have to face this, because you know, we found out how they balance Brawl, which is, as we suspected, not very well, and people are just scooping to Nadu. They don't even want to play it. We could run like a budget Nadu deck and try to get matched up with the budget commanders. But here's the matchmaking thing. First of all, everybody kind of drifts up in their power level because of, you know, how it doesn't quite line up. Okay, we got a mirror match here, so hopefully we won't get a scoop. Also, when commanders are new like this, they don't have a weight yet. Maybe with Nadu, they're going to give it an emergency weight. Hopefully after the bug, you know, and the problems with it, they're keeping an eye on things, but it didn't seem like it was still in their priority to fix. Speaking of in priority to fix, I gotta get a new mouse here. We'll play the Kami of the Bamboo Groves, and what do we put in? I think we'll put in Odawara. Try to tap this as little as possible. Opponent plays a Llanowar. Okay. Well, do we Nadu ourselves? Guess we do. They're not going to block here, so we'll just get a free point of damage. Opponent's at 22. Question is, which of these we play first? Oh yeah, we want to play our landfall thing first. So food or treasure? And then play an island. Yeah. Make a blue, I guess. What could I blink? Blink Nissa? Oof, and we get witness protection. Enjoy your single trigger, opponent. Nadu is out of action. We'll see how opponent handles that. Might get a scoop. See how Paul NVD deals with it. Oh, Mythweaver Poke. Okay. That's like above our curve for the competitive version. That's a strong card. If you have a Mythweaver Pock deck, you could basically take all the cards that are in it and just port them right over to Nadu. You could build a kind of similar thing. Alright, so Archdruid's Charm we can't actually cast. Kind of annoying. I need some card draw. Doesn't have reach, does it? Okay. Flies in. They're down to 16. So they have a double Fabled Passage over there. They sack the Fabled Passage. And they got forests. Opponent's going to have all the mana. We're probably just chumping the Mythweaver with the Kami, but maybe if they only get it up to 6 this turn. Oh, they got a Nissa. Okay. And then they'll crack the Fabled Passage, and maybe they won't because it only triggers once per turn. Bristly Bill. Seeing a lot of familiar faces over here. Oh, okay. They plus up the bill. Make a blue. Curiosity, okay. Let's counter that. Come in for 7. I think we're going to be able to block more damage next turn, so we'll take the 7 this turn. Nesting Grounds. We need to get a counter on something. What do we want? I guess a treasure. Make a green. Archdruid's Charm. We'll go get Unctus and get off to the races. I guess I'll trigger Nadu. They haven't attacked yet. Landfall trigger. Landfall, landfall. I mean, at some point we're going to want food off our landfall. We'll do blue. We got a subtlety. Okay, we can pay blue this time. It's Nissa. Trigger, trigger. Keep doing treasure. Okay, the blue. Remember, we can do this 2 times for each creature. Lotus Cobra. I think I'll cast that. Okay, a blue. Kami. Spell Snare. Okay, I'll go back to paying life. Get Nadu a second time. Should actually do Nadu last because your opponent is more likely to. Ooh, okay. Tyvar's Stand is nice. They don't have Trample yet. Gonna live dangerously. Get a Spell Pierce. Need to hit that land. We can make a ton of mana. Arboreal Grazer. Yeah, we'll pay the. Tome of Gadwick. Okay, well that's gonna let us do some repeat business. Oh, we need to crack the Misty Rainforest, don't we? We did have landfall. Make sure to get an island. This time we'll make food. Another blue. And another blue. And trigger on Unctus. And do you see how this works? Are you getting it yet? We'll do treasure this time. Blue. Blue. The second trigger on Unctus. Fetch land. Two treasures. I'll do a green. That way we can play an Arboreal Grazer. Have another target for Unctus. Opponent, Paul NVD, just watching us at work here, drawing our deck. We didn't do our second with Cobra yet, right? Trigger, trigger. Do some more food. Blue, blue, and Unctus on Arboreal Grazer. Unless we want to play Subtlety, I think we just use the extra mana to crack some food. Spyglass Siren, well, it does give us more triggers. Let's put a map token on Nadu, potentially. Snappy? Sure. Snap-a-dap-dappy. Shramp-a-shramp-shrampy. And we need to remember to eat some food. Food. Mana. Mana. Let's eat a food. Activate. Opponent is being very patient with us. Probably get a green. Food. Mana. Mana. There's no way we win with Tyvar's stand, is there? We can put this on Nadu. Let's go to combat. Discard a card. We could take the Mythweaver Pock. The Stormdrake. I don't think Spell Pierce is that useful. Or we could just take Bristly Bill. Do they give up if we take Bristly Bill? We got an opt. Give me that bill. Okay, they're gonna crack the Fabled Passage. triggers. Could actually stop the trigger with the tail's end. Double all land fic triggers? They've got a tireless provisioner. The energy, and they scooped it up. Okay. Well, I don't know if you need to see more, but we'll try to record more. Up against Brea. I have a Brea video. Pretty fun that Brea is now available on Arena. But see, if you just need your weekly wins, look how fast you can get them. People see that, Nadu, and scoop. Scoop a Rooney. Okay, here we go. Johnny, Nakatl Pariah. This could be a fast deck. This is not a great hand for a fast against a fast deck. Should we take the mulligan? Yeah, this seems better. Although, I think there's a good chance that these Llanowar elves don't survive. We can witness protect a Johnny. Turn it into a legitimate business person. Wow, okay. I'm sorely tempted to evoke my subtlety to stop their fury, but better just let them kill the Llanowar. They want to spend 2 cards killing my 1-drop? It's fine. Allosaurus Shepherd. Oh, we'll just play the Nantuko. Get a double trigger on it next turn with the Flooded Strand. If it survives. Okay, planes. There's a Johnny.
I will prove my worth to my pride.
Ooh, a tireless provisioner, but we don't have. Let's see. Breeding pool, I guess. +2, put a +1/+1 counter on each cat you control. A 2/1 white cat warrior creature token. Scalding Tarn finds Sacred Foundry. It's all in aggro. Bolt, Shock, and a Heartfire to kill Tireless Provisioner. That's unfortunate. So I think we have to evoke. Actually lose our good way of stopping. Oh! They scooped it up. I think that game was actually going to be a close one. We'll never know, though. Getting more scoops than Raisin Bran here. Oh, good. Collie of the Vast. This is another fun one that just got added. Classic commander. Snap keep here. We got the Elvish Mystic. I have a feeling we have enough counter spells that they are they're gonna get upset. Counter target creature with power toughness 2 or less. Sorry, Kalia. Tiny Bizzles. I'll just discard Brainstorm. A Thran Portal, hey? No, we're already paying life. Let's Nadu it. Opponent. We have a commander out turn 2. You have Tinybones joins up. Which could be good value if Kalia starts doing her thing. She's a 2/2 flyer. Whenever she attacks, you can put an angel, demon, or dragon from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. Eee. I've actually built this one and played it some. Pretty fun. You just take all your giant angels, demons, and dragons. Oof. Okay, Deep Cavern Bat. They're going to take either the Stern Scolding or the Wash Away. They take the Stern Scolding. Interesting. Well, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bat ain't one. Elex 365. They get a Skrelv. I'm tempted to just leave that, but I guess I'll Tails End it. Wait, no. Cancel. Is this can't be targeted? Oh, they cast it with Cavern of Souls. Well, on Phyrexian, they really wanted that Skrelv to resolve. Mills a forest. We didn't want that forest anyway. Attacks for 1 lifelink, 21 to 22. Opponent takes the lead. Nesting Grounds. So this, in the alchemized version, this doesn't come in as a tap land. I guess we'll play the Nesting Grounds. Bit annoying here. We'll leave back the Mystic. I don't know what opponent's up to by naming Phyrexian. Some kind of poison combo deck. Apparently blocking with Elvish Mystic was not something opponent was anticipating. We called their bluff on that. Well, here you go, 100% win rate. 100% on the play, 100% on the draw, 5-0, just 21 minutes to get 5 wins. Of that, there was really only one game. I mean, where we actually like got to see the deck just go do-do-do-do, and it takes a long time, but it was doing its thing. Unctus showed us the power of the Unct. It was Unctalicious, and boy, you could get on the Brawl Discord and you could see the discussion. I'm sure they're talking about which cards could even be improved from this list, but boy, is this good already. It's just a beautiful thing to play. You saw just how, when it went off, it was just like a thing of beauty. And hats off to the Brewers on the Brawl Discord, especially the Francophone Skull Romain, who is one of the great members of the Brawl community, and just a true genius when it comes to this stuff. So I don't really have much to say beyond that. Check out some other fun Brawl videos. Go to the Brawl Discord and check out that. Join up, do some brawling. You know, even if you're not the best player, because they do kind of like ranked matchups as the season goes on, you'll start to get ranked with decks that have also lost as many games as you. And if I wasn't a busy dad, I would do that and join in, and maybe one day I will. But in the meantime, I like to go and spy on what they're talking about and their crazy awesome deck lists like this one. Thanks for joining me. I've been Manadad, reminding you Magic is a game so fun, even dads can enjoy it. Adios.